From the elevator game to the Midnight Man, here are your top 10 paranormal games you were warned not to play. In our number 10 spot, we have the elevator game. Okay, out of all the creepy games on this list, this one is the most interesting to me, and I'm not going to lie, I am tempted to try it. Must resist. The reason this game is particularly interesting to me and borderline cool is because this is a game that shows you another world. Yep, it's a sort of parallel universe mirror where you can see into another world. Basically, you get into an elevator of a building that has 10 floors, specifically 10 floors. You then select the 4th floor, but don't get out. Then the 2nd floor, but don't get out. Then the 6th floor, and repeat. Then the 2nd floor again, then the 10th floor, and then the 5th floor. At the 5th floor, a woman may get in. Do not speak to her. Don't acknowledge her at all. Then select the 1st floor. If the elevator goes to the 10th floor, then proceed with the game. But if it goes down to the 1st floor, then get out right away. If it goes to the 10th floor, then you will have the option to get out and explore the alternate dimension. In order to get home, you have to get back in the elevator and repeat the number sequence, finishing on the 5th floor and then going to the 1st floor. Never speak to the woman in the elevator or make eye contact with her. I can only imagine that she will eat your soul if you do. Honestly, best to probably stay clear of this game actually. If you're liking this video, don't forget to smash that like button as it will really help us out. In our number 9 spot, we have Dry Bones. So this game is pretty terrifying. Here's a game where you get to summon a demon. Such fun. I wish I could understand the headspace one must be in to be excited about the possibility of this game. Woo, today I'm gonna summon a demon. Woo, can't wait. Nah, it's probably today a demon will be summoned and I shall get my revenge. That sounds more likely. Anyways, basically to play this game, you have to hold a candle in the dark up to a mirror and do a little Bloody Mary first. Then once you feel a presence, you say, I acknowledge your presence. I welcome you into my home for a game of hide and seek until 3 a.m. Come until 3 a.m. Come in now. Then you run for your life and hide. But be quiet so the demon doesn't hear where you hide. If he somehow doesn't find you, then you're safe, and at 3 a.m. you can tell him that he is no longer welcome in your house and he will have to leave. If he catches you, then you will probably die, / your soul will get eaten, or whatever demons do with souls. Again, why oh why would anyone want to play this game? I don't know. In our number 8 spot, we have Daruma San. This is the strangest paranormal game. Basically, this is a game that you start playing while in the bathtub. You speak some summoning words and then go to sleep as normal. The next day, you will wake up and Daruma San, the spirit of a Japanese woman, will follow you everywhere and will try to catch you. If this spirit gets too close, you can say Tomer, and that will give you time to run. Before midnight on the same day, you have to look at the spirit over your right shoulder and yell, Kita! And swing your arm in a downward cutting motion. Kita. If you don't do this, then the spirit may enter your dreams. I'm assuming it ends once you sleep or you tell the spirit to be gone, but man, it is so not a good idea to summon demons or bad spirits. You just never know what could happen. In our number 7 spot, we have the 11-mile game. This one appears kind of fun, but then also not, because it requires so much in order to have a wish fulfilled. But yeah, this is a game where you will have a wish fulfilled if you win. Basically, you get into a car and drive to the country where no one is. Then you begin driving up to 11 miles, and as you get further and further, then you will begin to see / hear paranormal activity in your car and outside of it. Do not acknowledge it. As you drive more and more, you'll feel more paranormal activity, as well as your car may stall and also completely stop. Not terrifying at all. You're supposed to ignore it and keep going till you hit 11 miles, and if you make it all the way, then your wish is granted. I may be playing this game on Halloween night, but honestly, I bet you death is the consequence, so I might have to chew on this a little while longer. I just love presents though, so it's very hard. In our number 6 spot, we have the Closet Game. The Closet Game is literally a game that could basically be the reason you get pulled into hell. Let me explain. This one seems like probably one of the most risky games. I mean, what if you actually die? Is anyone with me? I don't understand. Anyways, apparently you need to be inside of a closet with an unlit match and then say the words show me the light, or leave me in darkness. You should hear a demon then whisper to you, and when you hear the whisper, you must immediately light your match and step out of your closet. If you lit the match in time and didn't get dragged into hell by this demon, then you won the game. So simple and yet horrifying. You're also never to open your closet again in the dark, or you may cross paths with the demon again. I repeat my earlier notion, such fun. In our number 5 spot, we have Bloody Mary. This is the classic childhood game that everyone spoke about doing back in the day, but I swear no one actually did it properly. Also, looking back, I'm not surprised as to why all of us 90s babies were doing it. We were thrown in front of movies like Practical Magic and The Craft, and watched Are You Afraid of the Dark every Sunday night, so clearly we were just a result of the media we were consuming. Anyways, I recently learned that in order to play Bloody Mary properly, you need to have a candle with you. I swear not a lot of people knew that, probably because we were kids though and we wouldn't be allowed to hold candles, especially ones that are lit. Anyways, you go into a dark bathroom between midnight and 3 a.m. with a lit candle in hand, and you have to also have 4 other lit candles around you. Then look into the mirror and say Bloody Mary 13 times while visualizing her energy. Open your eyes and be prepared to either see an eyeless skeleton or someone with the eyes of her past victims. Then run away or tell the spirit to be gone because she'll probs eat you. Maybe don't try this at home, kids. In our number 4 spot, we have One Man Hide and Go Seek. Anyone watching get creeped out about dolls? Well, I do, and this next game is so scary, so if you are the same, maybe skip this one. One Man Hide and Go Seek game is a pretty elaborate game, so I'm not going to go into full detail about how to play it. It will take up too much time, so Google it. But basically in this game, you will be summoning a spirit into a doll. You will be deconstructing the doll, filling it with rice, strands of hair, and also nail clippings. Gross. And then you sew it up with red thread, give it a name that you repeat 3 times, and then throw it into a bath with water. You then run and hide and eventually come back and injure the doll with a sharp object. Honestly, there's too much to this game and it's so weird and creepy. You eventually have to burn the doll. Honestly, I recommend just skipping everything and burn the doll because they all are creepy. Except Barbie. Love that girl. We go way back. In our number 3 spot, we have the Midnight Game. The Midnight Game is a game you play if you want to torture yourself psychologically. It is not a game you play if you plan on feeling safe in your home ever again. This game was actually used to punish people at one point. It was a part of an old pagan ritual used to punish people. You basically summon the Midnight Man at midnight and then you walk around your house while making sure you do not get caught by him. If you manage to avoid him until 3:33 a.m., then you will have won. But the prize that you will have won is psychological and physical exhaustion and possibly fear and PTSD from this torturous event. Not a prize I'm down for. In some tellings of this game, the Midnight Man actually leaves you a present, basically something you desire. Honestly, that makes me want to play it because I love prezzies, but yeah, better not. In our number 2 spot, we have the Ouija Board. One game you should never ever play is the Ouija Board, but I know so many of you watching are rebels, so you probs will no matter what I say, so hey. Don't say I didn't warn ya. This is a literal board game that is a way to communicate with spirit. The catch though is you will never know what kind of spirit, so it could be a dark and tricky demon. I played this as a kid and my mom threw it out into the street and 4 days later I was in the hospital. No one knew what was wrong with me and I was so bad that the doctor thought I was going to die. It wasn't until my aunt took my Ouija board off the street and took it home that a random doctor from the US discovered that I had pneumonia and obviously I was saved. True story. Play at your own risk. In our number 1 spot, we have the Stalking Game. Apparently this is a game you only play when you feel a spontaneous urge to do so. So just go with your gut. Don't play it if you don't feel drawn to it. It has to be a spontaneous decision. The person must first walk to a crossroad, reach into their pocket, and hold an item in their right hand. Then you're supposed to spin in the direction of the first bird you see, and then follow the first stranger you see. If you lose sight of the person you're following, you're supposed to go home right away and sleep. If the stranger being stalked is lost because they go inside their home, you should go to bed at your normal time. If the stranger becomes becomes lost because they entered a building that isn't a house, you have to stay up for 24 hours before finally sleeping. The item needs to be held the entire time you stalk the stranger, and you should place it under your pillow before sleeping. You have to stay in bed until you dream. That is the rule. You should dream about your own death day, a bloody woman with no eyes, spirits that give you advice, an angel, or of course a demon. Play this game at your own risk. You have been warned, child. I'm Melissa Melotti, and as always, I hope that you have a good day, sir.